Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 9, text number 30. Yāvat sakhā sakhyur iveśa te kṛtaḥ yāvat sakhā sakhyur iveśa te kṛtaḥ prajā-visarge vibhajāmi bhoho janam prajā-visarge vibhajāmi bhojanam aviklavas te parikarmaṇi sthito aviklavas te parikarmaṇi sthito me samunnaddha-mado aja māninaḥ māme samunnaddha-mado māninaḥ. Yāvat, as it is, sakhā, friend, sakhyur, unto the friend, iva, like that, iveśa, O Lord, te, you, kṛtaḥ, have accepted, prajā, the living entities, visarge, in the matter of creation, vibhajāmi, as I shall do it differently, bhoho, O my Lord, janam, those who are born, aviklavas, without being perturbed, te, your, parikarmaṇi, in the matter of service, sthito, thus situated, may it never be, may unto me, samunnaddha, resulting arise, madaḥ, madness, aja, O unborn one, māninaḥ, thus being thought of. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. O my Lord, the unborn, you have shaken hands with me just as a friend does with a friend, as if equal in position. I shall be engaged in the creation of different types of living entities, and I shall be occupied in your service. I shall have no perturbation, but I pray that all this may not give rise to pride, as if I were the Supreme. Translation with repetition. O my Lord, the unborn, you have shaken hands with me, just as a friend does with a friend, as if equal in position. I shall be engaged in the creation of different types of living entities, and I shall be occupied in your service. I shall have no perturbation, but I pray that all this may not give rise to pride, as if I were the Supreme. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Lord Brahmā, Lord Brahmā is definitely situated in the humor of friendship with the Lord. Every living being is eternally related with the personality of Godhead in one of 5 different transcendental humors, namely śānta, dāsya, sakhya, vātsalya, mādhurya. We have already discussed these 5 kinds of humors in relationship with the personality of Godhead. It is clearly exhibited herein that Lord Brahmā is related to the personality of Godhead in the transcendental humor of friendship. A pure devotee may be related with the Lord in any one of the transcendental humors, even in the humor of parenthood, but the devotee of the Lord is always a transcendental servitor. No one is equal to or greater than the Lord. That is the version of the Bhagavad-gītā. Brahmaji, although eternally related with the Lord in the transcendental humor of friendship, and although entrusted with the most exalted post of creating different grades of living entities, is still conscious of his position that he is neither the Supreme Lord nor supremely powerful. It is possible that some extremely powerful personality within or without the universe may sometimes show more power than the Lord himself. Still, the pure devotee knows that this power is a vibhuti delegated by the Lord, and such a delegated powerful living entity is never independent. Śrī Hanumānjī crossed the Indian Ocean by jumping over the sea, and Lord Śrī Rāmacandra engaged himself in marching over the bridge. But this does not mean that Hanumānjī was more powerful than the Lord. Sometimes the Lord gives extraordinary powers to his devotees, but the devotee knows always that the power belongs to the personality of Godhead and that the devotee is only an instrument. The pure devotee is never puffed up like the non-devotee class of men who falsely think that they are God. It's astonishing to see how a person who is being kicked by the laws of the Lord's illusory energy at every step can falsely think of becoming one with the Lord. Such thinking is the last snare of the illusory energy offered to the conditioned soul. The first illusion is that he wants to become Lord of the material world by accumulating wealth and power, but when he is frustrated in that attempt, he wants to be one with the Lord. So both becoming the most powerful man in the material world and desiring to become one with the Lord are different illusory snares. And because the pure devotees of the Lord are surrendered souls, they are above the illusory snares of Maya. Because Lord Brahmā is a pure devotee, even though the first dominating deity in the material world, and therefore able to do many wonderful things, he would never, like the non-devotee with a poor fund of knowledge, have the audacity to think of becoming one with the Lord. People with a poor fund of knowledge should take lessons from Brahmā when they are puffed up with the false notion of becoming God. Factually, Lord Brahma does not create the living entities. In the beginning of the creation, he is empowered to give different bodily shapes to the living entities according to their work. During the last millennium, Brahmaji's duty is just to wake the living entities from their slumber and to engage them in their proper duty. The different grades of living entities are not created by Brahmaji by his capricious whims, but he is entrusted with the task of giving the living entities different grades of body so that they can work accordingly. But still he is conscious that he is only instrumental, so that he may not think of himself as the supreme powerful Lord. Devotees of the Lord are engaged in the specific duty offered by the Lord, and such duties are successfully carried out without hindrance because they are ordained by the Lord. The credit of success goes not to the doer but to the Lord. But persons with a poor fund of knowledge take the credit of success into their own account and give nothing to the credit of the Lord. That is a symptom of the non-devotee class of men. Thus ends the Bhakti-vedanta purport. Om ajnanatimidandhasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshurunmilitan yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. This is a very beautiful verse, full of wonderful meaning and a wonderful purport by Srila Prabhupada. Yāvat sakhā sakhyur iva ishate kṛtaḥ. Sakhā sakhyur iva te kṛtaḥ. Lord Brahma is saying, my dear Lord, you have accepted me, te kṛtaḥ, as sakhā sakhyur iva, as if you and I are friends. Because in the previous verses we saw how Lord Brahma shook hands. Lord shook hands with Brahma. You shake hands with somebody who is equal to you. You don't shake hands with somebody who's like, when we were in school, we would not go and shake hands with the teacher, right? Teacher is respected and you are a student. But as we grow up in the normal world, people interact by shaking hands as a way of showing courtesy and grace. So like that, sakhā sakhyur iva, like a friend unto a friend, te kṛtaḥ, you have accepted. Prajā-visarge vibhajāmi bho janam. Prajā-visarge janam vibhajāmi. You have entrusted me with this work in prajā-visarge, in the matter of the creation of this world, and janam vibhajāmi, to allot different kinds of bodies to different living entities. You have assigned that task to me. Prajā-visarge janam vibhajāmi. So it's Brahma who assigns different bodies to different living entities. Some get human body, some get animal body, some get a bird body, some get a worm body, some get devata body. So vibhajāmi, to allot, to distribute, and Lord Brahmā does in visarge, in the creation, material creation. Prajā-visarge vibhajāmi bho janam. Bho, oh my Lord, in a very devotional way. Bho, that's an expression in Sanskrit. Aviklavas te parikarmaṇi sthito. And because I am doing this janam vibhajāmi, I allot somebody powerful devata position. And that devata has all the powers and controls so many things. So all these kind of things I do, aviklava. I should not become carried away. I should not become disturbed. Te parikarmaṇi sthitaha. Parikarmaṇi, as a servant. Sthitaha, I should always be situated as te parikarmaṇi sthitaha. Always situated as your servant, my dear Lord. And never should I become disturbed. Māme samunnaddha-mado, samunnaddha-mada aja māninaḥ. Unnaddha means puffed up. Actually, unnaddha means swollen. Prabhupada often used the word puffed up. Right? Like that. like a frog which becomes puffed up. And unnaddha means swollen. Samunnaddha means fully swollen. Samyak unnaddha. Samunnaddha, with madha, with pride. May I not become puffed up like that. Aja māninaḥ, thinking I am the supreme. Because I am doing big things. O my Lord, Isha, the unborn, Aja, you have shaken hands with me just as a friend does with a friend, as if equal in position. Sakhā sakhyur iva te kṛtaḥ. I shall be engaged in the creation of different types of living entities. I shall be engaged, vibhajāmi, in the creation, visarge, of different types of living entities, prajā-visarge, and I shall be occupied in your service. Te parikarmaṇi sthitaha. I shall have no perturbation, aviklavaha. But I pray that all this may not give rise to pride. May ma samunnaddha-mado, as if I were the supreme, māninaḥ, thinking I am the supreme. So, this is an important verse for all sadhakas, for all of us who are engaged in different services to the Lord. And sometimes the Lord will permit us to do big service, small service. But the nature of the material world is when we do big service, we think, I'm a big man. And when someone does small service, he thinks that I'm a small man. You see, we don't realize this big or small is all arranged by the Lord. That's the prayer of Brahma. Prajā-visarge janam vibhajāmi. I'm assigning all these different positions to different living entities. But I should parikarmaṇi sthita, te parikarmaṇi sthita. Like in the material world, sometimes they say, oh, he's a very powerful man. Oh, he's the chief minister? No, he's not. He's the maker of the chief minister. Right? Sometimes they say he's a king maker. He is very powerful. He is the one who decides the king. Is he as powerful? No, he is more powerful than the king because he's the king maker. So, Lord Brahma's position is like that. He is the maker of so many devatas. Big, powerful devatas, and they exhibit big power. So that is the way he is. His services, his tasks are like that. And so Lord Brahma, being very careful, he is saying that I may be asked to do all this prajā-visarge vibhajāmi, janam vibhajāmi, aviklavas. Let me not become disturbed by that. Let me always be parikarmaṇi sthita. Because the living entities may do different services, different activities. The glory is when they realize that I'm actually te parikarmaṇi sthita. I'm simply a servant of the Lord. Lord alone is the master. And we are all engaged in different services. And such service, samunnaddha-mado. And when we do big service, sometimes people will praise, oh, you do such big service. And we also feel, yeah, I do big service. See? And that results in madha, in pride. And Brahma is praying, ma samunnaddha-mado. Let me not become puffed up with pride. So, Prabhupada is writing here that different kinds of sakhā sakhyur iva. On that comment, Prabhupada is making a comment on that statement that Brahma is situated in a friendly humor, rasa. The Lord allows different kinds of relationship with his devotees in different rasas, and there are primarily 5 rasas: śānta rasa, dāsya rasa, sakhya rasa, vātsalya rasa, and mādhurya rasa. In sakhya rasa, the Lord and the devotee takes on an equal platform. Friendship is with equals. Somebody is senior to you, you will not think of a friendship. Somebody is junior to you, you will not think of a friendship. You have to give him direction, do this, do that. Friendship is with equals. So, sakhyur iva kṛtaḥ, te kṛtaḥ. So, you, my dear Lord, what is your greatness? What am I? I'm so tiny. But you came and shook hands with me as if I'm your friend. That's the feeling Brahma is having. I'm actually not your friend. You are the Lord, I am your servant. But te kṛtaḥ, sakhyur iva. Like, actually we are not. You are the master and I am the servant. But you have accepted me that way. So Prabhupada is pointing out, sakhyur iva, in that relationship, the Lord accepts the devotees as his equal friends. There is one famous verse in the Bhagavatam, 10th canto. Shukadeva Goswami describes all the different activities that Krishna and the sakhas would do. They would play on horn bugles, horns. You know, they were cowherd men. So when a cow or a buffalo dies, they'll pull out the horn after it is dead. And they'll turn it into like a blowing horn. And then you can make sound with that. So Krishna and the cowherd boys, cowherd boys would carry, you can see in that picture, they're carrying those kind of horn bugles. And in the forest they would blow to call the cows, because the cows will go away somewhere. So to call them, they would carry such things. And then when they were going as cowherd boys, they would have such games, blowing, who can blow. Sometimes they would do another kind of a game. Who will go and touch Krishna first? And all the boys would run around and touching Krishna. And sometimes they would see a big bird flying and its shadow. And they would be running behind the shadow. And Krishna also running behind the shadow with the cowherd boys. And sometimes they would see a cave. And you know, when you go to a cave like that, you say, hello, 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 hello. You will get the echo. Right? They would be amused. You know, as children, like, they would see a cave, they'll say, hello, hello. You fool! You fool! So the cave will reflect echo, you fool. And they would all laugh like that. So, Shukadeva Goswami describes all this. And then he says something very, very powerful statement. Itham Brahma Sukhanubhutya Dasyam Gatanam Paradaivatena Mayashritanam Naradarakena Sakhya Vijagruhu Krutak Punya Punja. These boys, they are playing around with Krishna. That Krishna, Brahma Sukhanubhutya, Itham Satham Brahma Sakhanubhutya. There are great sages who perform great austerities for a glimmer of the pleasure of the effulgence coming from him. Brahma Sukhanubhutya, in order to experience that Brahma Sukhanubhutya, he is the cause of that Brahma Sukhanubhutya. Brahma Sukha Anubhuta. Anubhuta means that experience. He is the cause for those great saintly persons to get a glimmer of Brahma Sukha, and it comes from him. Dasyam Gatanam Paradaivatena. And there are devotees who are utterly surrendered to him as the Paradeva, as the Supreme Lord, to render service to him. Dasyam Gatanam Paradaivatena. Mayashritanam Naradarakena. But there are also a lot of people in this material creation who are under the influence of Maya. Maya-shritana naradarakena. They consider him to be an ordinary human being. He is only a human being. And with such people, sakham vijagruhu, these coward boys are enjoying. Kṛtaḥ punya punja. What heaps of pious activities they must have performed. They are not ordinary boys. See? Just after describing all the different fun and frolic the cowherd boys are having in Vrindavan, Shukadeva Goswami makes this statement. Ittham satam brahma sukhanubhutya dasyam gatanam paradaivatena maya-shritana naradarakena sakhā vijagruhu. In this way they enjoyed. Kṛtaḥ punya punja. Who are these cowherd boys? What great fortune have they done that they are enjoying like friends with the Supreme Lord Krishna? See? So like this, the Supreme Lord may perform pastime as a friend. Sometimes he will take an inferior position before a devotee, and the devotee takes a superior position, like Mother Yashoda and Nanda. Mother Yashoda would keep a stick around. If he is too naughty, she will pick up a stick and Krishna will tremble. See? Mother Yashoda would keep a rope around, and she will hold a rope and Krishna will tremble. See? Gopya dade tvayi kṛtaḥ dāmat yate dashashru kalilanjana sambhramaksham vaktram niniya bhaya-bhavanaya stitasya samam vimohayati bhirapi yad bibhet. Kunti Maharani is saying this. Vaktram niniya means he put his head down. Bhaya-bhavanaya stitasya, as if he is full of fear. Samam vimohayati bhirapi yad bibheti. What is this, Krishna? You are afraid of one rope in the hands of Mother Yashoda. Fear personified is afraid of you. Fear itself is afraid of you. Fear creates fear in everybody, but that fear himself is afraid of you. You create fear in the heart of fear personified himself, but you are afraid of one small rope. You see, this is vātsalya rasa. So, but we should know that these are all, you see, Krishna did these pastimes in Vrindavan, playing with the cowherd boys, with Mother Yashoda, and then having mādhurya rasa with the gopis. Who is this doing all this? What is his position? Bhagavatam wants to explain to us. And all these cantos are to prepare us for a proper understanding of who Krishna is. If we don't have a proper understanding of who Krishna is, we will not be able to properly appreciate these things. So, Krishna's position has to be understood. Sometimes Krishna takes an inferior position or unequal position, but he does not become inferior, he does not become equal. No one is equal to him. Mattah parataram na anyat kinchidasti dhananjaya. Mattah parataram. Anybody equal to me? anyone even slightly greater than me does not exist. We must be convinced about it. That is the message Krishna speaking Bhagavad-gītā in the Bhagavatam. And so Brahma is saying, my dear Lord, you're going to let me do big, big things. I am the king maker. I am the demigod maker. Not just king maker. I am the demigods maker. I am the emperor maker. And I may think that I am so powerful, but you are the powerful one. I am parikarmaṇi sthito. I am always your servant. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu captures this truth, this very exalted truth, in a very simple statement. Jivere swarupāya, Krishnera nityadas. The swarupa of the jiva is to be a servant of the Lord. But we come into this material world to be the Lord, to be the controller, to be the master, to be the enjoyer. Our position is not to be the master. Our position is not to be the enjoyer. Our position is not to be the enjoyer and of different situations and activities. Controller, enjoyer. So Prabhupada is giving a very nice example here from the Ramayana. Hanuman, when Ram had to send him as his duta, as his messenger, go find out. Jatayu has told, this is the direction in which Ravan took away Sita. And Hanuman, oh, big ocean. Said, all right, Jai Śrī Rāma. And he jumped across. Right? And then he goes to Lanka and finds Mother Sita and comes back. And now Ram he's convinced that Sita is there and she is in captivity. And now Ram has to go. How to go? Then they said, okay, we'll build a bridge with all the vanaras, all the monkeys. They are throwing stones and building a bridge and creating a bridge so that Ram can walk. So Hanuman could leap across. Lord Ram had to walk across on a bridge. Looks like Hanuman is more powerful. Says, yes, sometimes the Lord makes his devotee appear to be more powerful than him. Prabhupada gives another example. In different incarnations of the Lord exhibits different degrees of vibhuti, potencies and opulence, according to what is essential for that particular leela. Not that exhibition of vibhuti is the limit of the Lord. The Lord is unlimited, ananta. And Prabhupada gives an example. Sometimes we have bulbs like this. Light, small bulb, light, brighter bulb, more bright or less bright, night lamp. All are connected to the powerhouse. When you have a night lamp, it only throws a little light. The powerhouse is not limited as per the night lamp's power, luminosity of the night lamp. Powerhouse can turn big motors in an industry also. According to requirement, the powerhouse distributes the power. The arrangement is there. So in the same way, Hanuman may display more power, Ram may display less power, because he was playing the role of a human being. As a human king, How should he act? That is what he wanted to set an example. So he played like a human. A human being cannot jump across the ocean. You can only wait for a bridge to be built and you can walk on it. So, in the same way the Lord does these things, and Hanuman never thought that, look Ram, you have to walk, I could leap across, how powerful I am. Hanuman never thinks like that. Now, important thing is, in the material world, there are talented people. There are intelligent people. They are very competent people. And sometimes they come to the world and they do big, big things. In the history also there were many emperors that were very powerful. They could command. There were people around them, they would work for them according to their desire. They had such commanding positions. And people would make sacrifices, go around, fight for them. All such powerful emperors were there. It must have been. Like today we see in our country, everybody appreciates our Prime Minister. So powerful he is. So strong, so decisive, so popular. You see, now we are seeing an example of a strong leader, and the whole country, not only whole country, the world is appreciating, oh, powerful leader. So like that, humanity has seen powerful people like that. Many times when power is invested in somebody and somebody exhibits such power, they start thinking, I am the powerful one. They don't see, where is my power coming from? Where is all my intelligence? Where is all my capability coming from? How is it coming? Sometimes big concerts happen, music concerts, and the musicians sing, and the instruments are all there and it sets about 30,000 people jumping and dancing with their music, and the way they are singing, and they do the tune and this and that, and it looks like, look at me, how powerful I am. 30,000 people are swaying to the beats, to my tunes, and they are dancing to my beats. Look how powerful I am. Right, one gets the feeling, and imagine a concert going on, singing, dancing and all that. Suddenly power goes off. He can still sing the same way, he is still the same talented singer. But now power went on, 30,000 people, you need a lot of speakers, lights, you need everything gone. What will happen? You see? So, when powerful manifestations are happening, there are many multiple arrangements that are actually causing that. We don't see all those things and we simply call ourselves as the cause. That's why Krishna is explaining in the 18th chapter of the Bhagavad-gītā, for any success, 5 things are required. Adhishthānam tatā kṛtaḥ, karanam ca prithak vidham, vividhaischa cheshtaha, daivam chaivatra panchamam. Adhishthana is required. For the powerful singer to have that, all that electricity, PA system, AV system, audio-visual systems, and all the musicians and the beats, all that is required. The sthiti, sthitaha, adhisthana is the circumstances. And there is also kṛtaḥ. The singer is also important. You have all the stadium and PA system and all those things. You put me there to sing. Nobody will know. Will dance. They'll all fall asleep. If there's a singer, a talented singer is required. Karanam are instruments. That is also required. Karanam, pratak-cheshta. A certain conscious endeavor is required. That singer didn't become an overnight singer. He has done some 15 years of practice. Because of that he is able to sing. And after all these things, there is Daiva's blessing. You can have a nice stadium, you can have a PA system, you can have all instrumentalists, you can have electricity, you can have 15 years, 30 years of practice, but nothing comes out. Unless God has blessed with a talent that he can sing well. So what happens in the material world is, we see some display of competence and skill and talent and ability. And people around us, they will say, oh, you are so much hard work. They'll sometimes glorify our practice. He has done sadhana for 30 years, music sadhana he has done. That's why he is able to sing so well. Sometimes I say, how such a talented singer you are. Like that people will identify the 4 causes, not the 5th one. Daivam chaivatra panchamam, Daiva cause. They'll identify these 4 causes and they will glorify us, and we also think that, yeah, correct. You see, this is what happens in the world. Whenever some big success happens in a business schools, the students will do a case study. It is called case study. In the case study, what they do is they're identifying these 4 causes in different ways. 5th cause, no case study identifies. So, these 4 causes are arranged in this world, and the Lord, who is actually the super cause, because of him all these 4 causes have come together and the successful result has come. He remains hidden. Krishna hides in this material world through the phenomena of causes and effects, and we see this effect, this is the cause, this is the cause, this is the cause. And now we have made a science of business. How businesses can succeed also we have made a science. You just have to assemble these 4 causes in different ways. Now we have figured that out. See how powerful we are, how intelligent we are. We get that feeling because Krishna is hidden. And Krishna says, Bahunam janmanamante jnanavan mam prapadyate vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlava. A person who goes after, I want to find out the ultimate cause of everything that is happening. Such a person looking for ultimate cause happens after many, many lifetime of enlightenment. Only an enlightened person will have a penetrating gaze, will have a penetrating analysis to find out the ultimate cause. Most people, simple people, they find some immediate causes and they say, this is the cause, this is the cause, this is the cause. And people who are foolish also think, yes, I was the cause, and they are also happy with that folly. This is what is happening in the world. And so Krishna says, such people who are looking, having a penetrating gaze to find out the ultimate cause are very rare. They are rare. They are not enlightened. Most people are not enlightened. So Brahma, he's pointing out that I may do all this, emperor maker, demigod maker, I may be all that, but Krishna, it's all your power. Let me always be conscious of that. Aviklavaha. Viklavaha means become perturbed and illusioned. Aviklavaha, may I not become disturbed by all these things. Parikarmaṇi, te parikarmaṇi sthitaha. Let me always be situated as your servant. This is the glorious position of the jiva, to always be situated as a servant of the Lord. Ma samunnaddha-mado. I should not become puffed up. Srila Prabhupada said, once their devotees were serving Prabhupada roti, and the rotis were all flat. So Prabhupada said, roti should be puffed up, devotee should be humble. Not the other way. Rotis are flat and devotees are puffed up. That's not a good situation. So this unnadha, samunnadha means swollen. We should have samunnadha, roti and puri. But our devotee should be ma samunnadha, should not be puffed up. That's why there is that story. These are very important for the devotee. These are all very important for us practicing sadhakas. Because in the material world, we get, sometimes it happens. Somebody has given a big donation and we invited him for a festival, and in the festival we don't take care of him. Something goes wrong. Right? Too much rush, too much this one. And we don't seat him properly or something. He'll get upset. See, I did such big seva and you didn't take care of me properly. You see, of course, they are rich people. They are not, we should take good care. That's part of our duty. But a humble devotee is not interested in any recognition or any such thing. So there is one small story. I think I told, but anyway, I'll tell once again. There was one man. He was a weightlifter in his house, professional weightlifter. He would lift 200 kgs, 250 kgs. So in his room, in his house, he had one room where all these weights were there. And he would be practicing every day, lifting weights like that. And he had one small son. And the son would come and look at father lifting with great admiration. Like small children, they look at father. My father is so powerful. So one day, when the father was not around, the small boy came to the room and he looked, and children also try to imitate the father and mother. They saw, and he also, with that, positioning himself, and then, what? He can lift 250 kilos. He's only some 20 kilos. So he could not lift. And the mother saw that. And she was amused. Like a mother will be amused seeing a small child trying to lift a thing like that. And then later on, she told the husband, our son, he was trying to imitate you like that. And they both laughed at that one. Another day, once again, the boy went unnoticed by anybody. And he went, once again, he's trying to lift it up. And then he started lifting, and the weight started going up. And then he looked, it was 250 kilos. It's going up. Like that. And he's so happy. The father was standing behind, and he was lifting the weights up. And he was thinking, he didn't see the father, and he was thinking, then see, I have lifted 250 kilos. Actually, he is not lifting, the father is lifting. But he got the impression that I am lifting. In the same way, in the material world, Krishna allows Hanuman, Ram allowed him jump over It was his power that was making Hanuman jump across. And if Hanuman thinks, see how powerful I am, of course Hanuman will never do that. He'll always know, he always knows I could do that because of Lord. So in the same way, this prayer is so relevant for us. Māme samunnaddha-mado ajamāninaḥ. Let me not think like that. Te parikarmaṇi sthito. Let me always be situated as your servant. That's the whole lesson of Krishna consciousness. That we are not the master, we are the servant. Jivere swaruphoy, Krishnera nityadas. I should always be a servant of Krishna. We'll stop here. Anyone has any comments or questions? Yes, Madhura Murali. Okay. Okay, I said that. Okay. Adhisthana is a situation or circumstance or place of action, Prabhupada calls. The circumstances of that action to happen. Here in that music concert, Adhishthanam would be the stadium. Right? You got all the people, 30,000 people came, they bought the ticket, and you created the Adhishthanam. Karanam is the mic instrument, musical, that would be the Karanam. So that's it. Okay, you see, today the economy is doing very well. So I go and ask a person, 1 lakh rupees you give. He writes a check and gives 1 lakh rupee. I tell him this is the kutir, please buy to 1.5 crores. He says, all right, I'll buy. The economy is doing well. If the economy is in, what is that called? Depression. Yeah. Depression, economic depression or something. Oh, finished. Market is down. Finished. And you and I can control the market. We cannot control. There are powerful forces that are actually making that adhishthanam. And we are taking advantage of the adhishthanam. We are taking advantage of, another is a certain brand. As an institution, there is a brand. That brand creates an adhishthanam. You see? So, all these reasons are there which result in a success. Pardon? See, Kutir bro, that's also important. You go and simply speak. Yeah, they are all instrumental causes for the success. So, like this, and ultimately, Daiva. We'll stop here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Shri Nitai Gauranga ki, Śrī Radha Vrindavan Chandra ki, Śrī Vrindavan Dham ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki.